This is Wendell 911 and Asher 42, and we're going to do a short tutorial on how to get started with Tinker Survival. Hi, Asher.
Hi.
So, Tinker Survival is a mod that provides an early game progression into Tinker's Construct. And so this provides some crude tools that'll help you get your Tinker's Construct setup started. Some important features of the mod are that it doesn't allow harvesting items without a proper tool. With the exception of dirt, sand, and gravel you can dig with your hand. Asher is going to walk you through how to progress in the early game. So go ahead, let's get started, Asher.
Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is start collecting rocks.
All right, so you'll notice around the world there's a lot of small rocks to gather up on the ground. Asher's going to click on these rocks and break the rocks and rock piles, and he's going to get little rocks. And those rocks are super useful for making the crude hatchet and also as a source of cobblestone early in the game.
Yes. So I will show you crafting recipe cobblestone. So with 4 rocks, you make a square. Then you can get a piece of cobblestone. Okay. And now that I have a few rocks, I am going to get some gravel. Get flint.
So the first thing you want to do, gather the rocks as you go around in the world, and gravel is incredibly important resource because that's going to give us flint. Flint is used for making the crude knife and also the crude saw blade for the crude saw. The crude knife is the only way to get plant fiber from whacking grass. It's also a really good way to be able to make more flint shards, which are broken pieces of flint that are introduced by the mod.
So if I take a piece of flint and right click or left click on stone surface, I can get flint shards. So I have 4 flint shards. So, and to make a knife, crude knife, I need a flint shard and a stick. And to get stick, you have to go punch some leaves.
So one of the changes that the mod introduces is leaves drop sticks, and the stick drop rate is better if you use a knife, but they'll still drop sticks even if you use a knife or not. Probably recommended that when you have the crude knife to not use it for whacking the branches off the trees because the knives are, the durability is super horrible and they wear out really fast.
Yes.
So Asher's making some knives now, and now he's got 4 crude knives, and he's going to use these knives to be able to make some more flint shards and whack grass to be able to get plant fiber. He will show you that here in just a minute.
So the first thing we recommend do, take all your rocks and your crude knife, put it on top of the rocks. It's a shaped recipe, so it won't work unless you do it that way. And now I have more flint shards. So I'm going to whack more grass. You're going to need more rocks too.
It's important to gather as many of these rocks as you can that are lying about because they'll help you a lot in making your initial crude tools, but also your initial Tinker's Construct tools once we get our tool tables crafted. You see, as Asher's harvesting, he's actually gaining what's called plant fiber. You want to show that in your menu, Asher?
Yeah. So with the plant fiber, what you do is you make plant string. And once you have plant string, you can do with this, you can make crude saw blade for your crude saw, and also your hatchets, crude hatchets. So I'm going to make some of these, and with the plant string I have, sticks.
So now Asher has constructed his crude hatchet. He's going to proceed to find a tree and cut down that tree. Now, one thing about the crude hatchet is the durability is really low. It'll be good for about 5 wood blocks per hatchet before it finally breaks. So the crude hatchet is not a very effective tool, but it's a tool that's effective enough to get through your first day and be able to get an actual proper hatchet or mat. Oh, so one thing that Asher is going to do here is he's going to go around and gather a bunch more resources, especially those rocks. And so Asher is going to gather lots and lots of rocks here because these are going to be very, very important for early game setup.
Now I'm going to make a crude saw. And to make a crude saw, you need a stick, plant string, and a crude saw blade. To make a crude saw blade, you need a stick, a plant string, and 2 flint. So I'm going to make many of these as I can.
Now, the crude saw is equally as poor durability-wise as the crude hatchet, so it's good for about the same, about 5 blocks of wood. Now, Asher's going to make a couple stacks of planks, and you'll notice that the output is only 2 planks per log. The crude saw is not a very effective tool.
So I'm going to go start my hidey hole. I know exactly where I want to put it. It is right here, over here. So I've made all the stuff I need to make my tinker. 1 oak log, 2 crafting tables or stations. Well, you're going to need 1 crafting station, and then a crafting table or crafting. 1 oak wood plank, and 4 blank patterns. Actually, 3 blank patterns. Sorry. And so I'm going to start making my tinker setup. And now my tool station, and my part builder. So now that I have all my tinker stuff, I'm going to place these down. Not very pretty though. Not yet.
Right, so the main tools Asher is going to be building here are his pickaxe, which is really important for being able to gather some more rock, and some more cobble for being able to make more tools. He'll make the mattock. The mattock is a multifunction tool in Tinker's Construct that acts as an axe, a shovel, and a hoe. And unlike other harvest tool restrictions or other mods that restrict harvest, the mattock actually works correctly as a shovel, an axe, and a hoe. So it's not disabled, or it doesn't get the mod isn't confused about what a mattock is and what it's useful for, what kind of tool it's used for. The other thing he's going to do is make a tinker's saw. That saw is going to give us the ability to saw lumber out of a log at a rate of 1 log to 4 planks, as is the case with vanilla Minecraft. He's going to be able to output better logs, and then with his mattock, he'll be able to actually have a proper log harvesting tool, or a proper axe to be able to gather more logs.
So I'm going to make my saw. And just so you know, you can't shift click them in, otherwise it will do this. You have to do this. So now I have my stone saw. So with the stone saw, see that now I can make 4 wood. Okay, now I have all my knife materials, and I am going to make my knife. So now that I have my knife, so with the crude knife, you can make 1 flint shard with a rock, flint shards with a piece of flint, and a stick with an oak sapling, or any sapling, I suppose. And with my stone knife, so with a knife, a tinker's knife, you can make 4 string out of a piece of wool, 2 flint shards out of a rock, 4 flint shards out of a piece of flint, and 2 sticks out of a sapling. And with the flint shards, good source of flint, you'd like to make flint too, or if you need it for something else, you can turn rocks into flint shards and take 4 flint shards and make a piece of flint. And now I'm going to start searching for coal. Coal! I found coal.
Alright, good deal. Now you're going to be able to make some torches. What are you going to do about that full inventory?
I have torches.
Woo! A little bit of coal, huh? I almost have the zombie punched to death. I've been punching on the zombie for a while now. Okay. Alright, Asher, I think that wraps up our tutorial on Tinker Survival. What do you think? Do you think we covered everything?
Yeah. I'm gonna
Okay,
keep.
super. Oh my word, I have a Tendril Knight that's after me, and I'm gonna probably die now.
Yeah, you're dead.